Hi everyone and welcome to TNT on Thursday, and it's the start of a long weekend. Today is Coronation Day. No, not for him. Today is the holiday for the coronation of His Majesty the King in Thailand. The government's made tomorrow also a public holiday. Anyway, let's find out a bit more about this from the PattayaNews.com. Long holiday weekend starting. Thai immigration closed. Alcohol sales ban incoming. Wow. So what photo did they put with it? There. That's the accompanying photo for this story about the long weekend. And try too hard on that one. Let's see what the story is. A 4-day long weekend begins for much of Thailand this weekend due to Coronation Day and a weekend of early voting for the Thai elections. And this weekend also brings a 24-hour sales ban on alcohol in Thailand from 6 p.m. Saturday, May the 6th, to 6 p.m. Sunday, May the 7th. So it sort of means that your evening activities, if you're heading out for a drink to a bar or something, may be curtailed this Saturday night. Now, this is due to the Thai election laws. This will also repeat next weekend during the actual election. This weekend is for the early voting. So both this weekend and the following weekend, you're going to have that alcohol ban between 6 p.m. Saturday night and 6 p.m. on Sunday night. This will see popular nightlife venues and bars shuttered during the period nationwide. All sales of alcohol, even at convenience stores, will be banned. Restaurants will be open but can't serve alcohol. Now, if you absolutely have to have a drink, there's always a way. Of course, you can pre-buy your drinks before the ban starts, and there's also the odd mum and dad store that's going to sell you a bottle under the counter. Let's go on. Government offices, including Thai immigration, will be closed from today until next Monday morning, May the 8th. Many banks and private businesses may also be closed this weekend. Now, I think the banks in shopping centres, for example, will, as usual, be open if you need to get to a bank. Maybe get your photo taken for the new facial recognition. And wow, was there quite a lot of response to that in the comments section yesterday. Some of it ludicrous, some of it quite interesting, but obviously a lot of you are, well, interested in that story. And down the bottom there, Coronation Day celebrates the King's coronation in Thailand. However, His Royal Majesty, I think we only have to call him His Majesty, will actually be making an overseas trip to the UK for the coronation of King Charles during this period, along with Her Royal Majesty the Queen. Ditto. Let's find out more about that coronation. And The Nation reporting that their Majesties to attend the coronation of King Charles III, and the King and Queen will be in London to attend the coronation of King Charles III and Camilla, the Queen Consort. Is that her official designation? It sounds a bit like a Shrek character. Anyway, according to the Bureau of the Royal Household's announcement on Tuesday, Their Majesties the King and Queen will visit the UK from Thursday to Sunday in response to the invitation of King Charles III, and Their Majesties will attend a royal reception for heads of state and country representatives at Buckingham Palace tomorrow. They'll attend the coronation of King Charles III and Camilla, the Queen Consort, at Westminster Abbey. That'll be on Saturday. So I have been invited over the weekend to witness this joyous occasion. I've politely declined. Of course, here in Thailand, you'll probably have to celebrate with a pink lemonade because there's no alcohol officially on Saturday night. So good luck to those people who are into all that sort of stuff. I'm not anti-royalist. I really just don't care. Now, with thanks to our sponsors, 5 Star Marine, they've been with me since day one. If you're looking at a private tour off the island of Phuket to any of the beautiful islands, I can highly recommend 5 Star Marine. So thanks for joining us on our Thursday TNT. Tim Newton today, and we'll find out the latest in this Am Cyanide case. The Nation Thailand reporting that spotlight on ex-husband of Am Cyanide as evidence points to accomplice. The spotlight on the suspected serial killer has now expanded to her ex-husband, a police officer, after investigators say she couldn't have committed the alleged murders without help. The Deputy National Police Chief confirmed on Tuesday that an arrest warrant would be sought for an unnamed officer in the next 2 days, Well, they don't have to worry. Things have moved forward quite a bit, and Thai PBS World has reported that the serial murder suspect's former husband has surrendered to police. And the former husband of the serial murder suspect Sararat has surrendered to police in Nakhon Pathom province to acknowledge charges of embezzlement, fraud and falsification of documents. Note that things like an accessory to murder have not been included at this stage. And Police General Surachat Hakpam, the Deputy National Police Chief, said that they're still investigating whether the suspect, Police Lieutenant Colonel Wutun Rangsi Wutapon, the Deputy Superintendent of Suan Pung Police District, was involved in multiple cyanide poisonings. So the next paragraph describes what led them to believe he may be involved. He said that Witsun travelled to Udon Thani province to collect Sararat following the sudden death of her second former husband. Both returned to Nakhon Pathom in a car belonging to Sutasak, and money was subsequently borrowed against the vehicle using false documentation. And Witsun was escorted to Bangkok, that would be yesterday, and is expected to be questioned by Surachat and other officers. He's been temporarily relieved from police service pending an investigation, and interestingly, after questioning, he'll be taken to a prison in Nakhon Pathom for detention. Police in Thailand are allowed to detain suspects for a predetermined period, pending further investigation. I imagine at some stage his lawyers will be applying for bail. Let's move on to air pollution, and Thai PBS World reporting that Thailand's new air quality standard to take effect on June the 1st. It was back in February we first read that the Thai government was going to lower the threshold of air pollution from 50 micrograms per cubic metre of PM 2.5 particulates down to 37.5, which seemed quite a sort of random number. But we didn't hear anything during that period of really bad air pollution. Well, now it looks like they're going to do something. I'll get back to that in just a moment, but let's see what the story says. Thailand's decided to implement a new PM 2.5 standard level, reduced from 50 microns down to 37.5, and a new air quality index, AQI standard, reduced from 91 to 75.1 from June the 1st, all just sort of random numbers, to bring them in line with the WHO standards, according to the Permanent Secretary of the Natural Resources and Environment. Remembering that this was mooted at the start of the year, but it looks like it's going to be actually implemented on June the 1st. Under the new standard, the air quality index will be divided into 5 levels, each colour-coded. Let's have a very quick look at what they are. We've got the AQI 10 to 25, that'll be blue, then 26 to 50 green, we've got the yellow, getting up into the orange, and then down the bottom there an AQI of more than 200, which will be designated as red. Means the air quality has become so bad that people should avoid outdoor activities, wear face masks and see a doctor if they feel ill. Now this blue, green, yellow, orange, red, these colour codes don't correlate with, for example, IQ Air, and neither do the numbers. So I think this sort of adds to the confusion. Different air quality monitoring systems and the websites around the world use different colour codings. I think there's probably at some stage going to have to be a standard that everybody agrees on. And the story finishes by saying that the ministry has asked all state agencies to be prepared to address the PM 2.5 problem in line with the new standard, while the Department of Pollution Control and the Thai Health Promotions Foundation should inform and educate the general public about the changes. Okay, so they've changed the numbers. They've changed the designation. They're going to put some more pretty colours on these new numbers. But really, they're not addressing anything to do with the actual air pollution. It's not going to change because of this. The behaviours they've got to change are the behaviours of the farmers and the enforcement, and also negotiating with the countries around Thailand for this trans-boundary air pollution problem. So, okay, an excuse for a bit of further education, but it really does absolutely nothing to address the fundamental air pollution problem. You're watching TNT. So So even though there's a long weekend here in Thailand, our programs here on TNT will be just the same. Tomorrow, as per usual, on Saturday, I'm not sure if Nick's back or not. We'll soon find out. But we'll be doing our live program on Saturday from 9 a.m. Thai time. It's sort of a warm-up act for the Coronation, if you like. And then on Sunday, of course, me and Steve and the Grumpy Old Men program. Let's move on to this story, and this reported by the Pattaya News on their Facebook page. And it says that an Italian tourist caused chaos tonight, that's last night, when he began throwing items like electronics and a refrigerator from his guest house located above a subway near Soi Bukaw and LK Metro. Hundreds of shocked tourists witnessed this act. The suspect is claiming to police he smoked too much marijuana and this caused his behaviour out of paranoia. But Adam added, "Please note, these are his statements and claims, not ours, and not fact-checked by a medical expert." So let's have a quick look at what this kerfuffle was all about. And here is a photo. And oh, whoops, there goes the refrigerator over the balcony. Imagine the poor staff in the subway going, "Oh dear, it's raining refrigerators." And what's this? Is that a couch? Or maybe it's just the refrigerator before it was given the heave-ho over the balcony. And these guys, they're having a great time. They go, "Ho, came to Pattaya, but I didn't think I'd be getting this sort of entertainment." Anyway, we do hope that Italian gentleman is okay and that reparations are made for the owners of the apartment and everything's cleaned up, and luckily nobody was badly hurt. And that reported on the Facebook page of the PattayaNews.com. Right, to our next story today. Thai PBS World reporting that 8 years in prison for an ex-Yala governor over the GT200 bomb detector deal. So more about the actual GT200 in just a moment, but the story says the former government of the Yala province has been sentenced to 8 years in prison without suspension after being found guilty of malfeasance by the Criminal Court for corruption and misconduct. 11 other officials who were involved in the deal, most of them retired, have also received sentences ranging from 4 years to 8 months. And the National Anti-Corruption Commission found sufficient evidence to substantiate malfeasance charges against the 12 officials after the signing of 2 contracts to purchase the British-made GT200 bomb detectors. And the story says that Tira is the first high-ranking official to be convicted in the fake bomb detector scandal, despite the fact that at least 10 state agencies also bought the GT200 or Alpha 6 brand devices. Some 757 bought with 12 contracts valued at 682 million baht. What did they pay for? Let's see what Wikipedia says about the GT200. It's a fraudulent remote substance detector that was claimed by its manufacturer, Global Technical Limited, to be able to detect from a distance various substances, including explosives and drugs, to completely different chemical compounds. The GT200 was sold to a number of countries for a cost of £22,000 per unit. But the device has been described as little more than divining rods, which lack any scientific explanation for why they would work. And the UK government eventually telling other foreign governments that they were wholly ineffective. That's what you used to see in the brochure, basically a black plastic handle with an antenna that you could extend out the front. There's a picture of one being used. And the guy with the glasses, I think he's onto it. He's thinking, that looks like a black plastic handle with an extendable antenna. And literally, that's all it was. It was pretty much an empty black plastic box with really just a car antenna connected to it. So that entire GT200 saga, that hoax which scammed governments around the world, not just the Thai government and the Royal Thai Army, come to some sort of legal conclusion. You're watching TNT. So some quick tourism news now as we go to coconuts.co, Coconuts Bali. And Russians no longer amongst the top 5 nationalities arriving in Bali. It seems like the honeymoon phase between Russians and Bali has begun to cool off as the country's citizens slip out of the top 5 of visitors visiting the island of gods. According to the Central Statistics Agency, Russian citizens were among the top 3 nationalities of foreigners coming to the island from January to February this year, but in March the top 5 were citizens from Australia, India, Singapore, the UK and the US. Well, with Russians sort of dropping off the graph in Bali, let's go to that other favourite Southeast Asian island of Phuket, see what's happening there. And we referred to the Phuket Immigration Report, and this report is for April the 1st to the 30th. And if we can have a look at the graph below, it shows the arrivals dropping. This is the overall arrivals of people going from a sort of an average of 13,000 a day down to 9,000 or so, but it is roaring back towards the end of the month, and some days again between 11 to 13,000 arrivals. Total number of arrivals at Phuket Immigration. And let's just see where they're coming from. So number 1 is still Russian arrivals, although it has softened a bit from the months before, but they're still the number 1 arrival in Phuket, followed by China, and it looks like they will overtake the Russian numbers in the next month or so. And then we've got India, Australia and UK arrivals making up the top 5. So the Russian visitors deciding Bali's just a little bit too far, we'll stop off in Phuket instead. But even with those numbers, that's still some 2,000 to 2,500 Russian people arriving in Phuket every day. I hope you've enjoyed today's program, a bit of a quick update of things happening around the country. We'll be here tomorrow, even though it is a public holiday. I hope you have a fantastic Thursday. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. We'll see you tomorrow.